Welcome to Snacks Weekly on Data Science. This podcast is all about making data science and machine learning knowledge accessible and less intimidating. Today, we are going to talk about how to customize generative AI products for a global audience. This episode is based on a tech blog titled From Zero to Hero, Localization-Led Generative AI at Udemy, written by their engineering team. Throughout this episode, we will break down this topic from both the business and technical angles. Now, let's dive in. On the business side, let's take a look at the problem to be solved. Udemy is one of the world's largest online learning marketplaces. They offer over 200,000 courses across more than 70 languages and serving over 73 million learners globally. Their business runs on two main segments: a consumer marketplace where individuals buy courses, and Udemy Business, which is a B2B subscription product used by enterprise teams for workforce developments. In recent years, Udemy has been investing heavily in generative AI to enhance the learning experience. Two flagship features came out of this effort. One is a skill mapping, which helps organizations to identify skill gaps and build personalized learning paths. The second is the in-course AI assistant, which is a conversational AI companion that answers learners' questions in real time, right inside a course. Here is the challenge though. Both of these features landed in English only. And for a platform where millions of learners speak Japanese, Spanish, Portuguese, and dozens of other languages, there is still a significant gap to access this product. Now you might think, how about just plug in the translation tool and then this is done? But it is really not that simple. When a learner in Japan is asking nuanced questions mid-course, an awkward or culturally off-base AI response doesn't just feel right. It would erode the trust and defeat the whole purpose of the feature. Udemy needed a way to bring these AI capabilities to global markets quickly and without sacrificing quality where it matters the most. Now that we've understood the business problem to solve, let's dive into the technical side to see how the team tackled this challenge. The team identifies the insights that language support is not a binary choice, but it is a spectrum. So the team designed their system to move along that spectrum strategically, depending on the right use case. They identified there are three approaches, each sitting at a different point on that spectrum. The first and simplest approach is the translation management system. Here is how it works. The user types a question in Spanish. The system detects the language, translates it into English, sends it to the language model, and gets an English response back, and then translates that response back into Spanish. The model itself only ever works in English. Translation handles both ends. This approach is fast to build, low cost, and plugs into existing AI pipelines with very little friction. It's a solid starting point for broad language coverage. The downside, however, is that nuances get lost. Idiomatic expressions, tone, domain-specific terminology, these don't always survive a round trip through a translation engine. On the other end of the spectrum is the multilingual LLM system. This is where the model processes and responses natively in the target language, with no translation layer in the middle. Udemy achieves this through two key technologies. The first is multilingual prompting. Rather than retraining the model, they craft prompts mostly in English, with rules and instructions, but include a handful of high-quality example question and answers pairs written in the target language. This essentially shows the model what a great Japanese or Spanish response looks like, right inside the prompt. It's a lightweight but effective way to unlock native language quality without touching the underlying model at all. The second technique involved is multilingual embeddings, which power the retrieval part of their system. If you've heard about the retrieval augmented generation, this is the mechanism that fetches relevant content before the model generates a response. Multilingual embedding maps text from different languages into a single shared numerical space, so you can search for a relevant passage in Japanese and retrieve it accordingly, without needing to translate your entire knowledge base into English first. Now that we have two systems, one is based on English translation, one is the multilingual LLM system. But neither of this is the right answer for every situation. The translation management system is fast and cheap, but sacrifices quality. The multilingual LLM system delivers high fidelity but takes more engineering effort and time per language. So the team landed on a third option, which is a hybrid system. There is a routing orchestrator sits in the middle and decides for each of incoming requests which path to take. Routine queries in widely supported languages go through the translation path, and a nuanced and high-stake interaction that would go to a full multilingual pipeline. What makes this architecture particularly powerful is that the routing logic is fully decoupled from the underlying models. You can update your routing rules, upgrade one pipeline, or add a new language without touching the rest of the system. This one is built for easy scaling up of the applications. And the results really validated the approach. The team went from concept to production in the Japanese market in just under 3 months. And because the localization layer, retrieval pipeline, and evaluation workflows were all designed to be reusable, adding extra languages like Spanish and Portuguese afterward requires less than 25% of the initial development effort. So each new language gets cheaper and faster than the last. Now we've discussed both the business problem and the technical solution. Let's wrap it up. In this episode, we explored how Udemy built a multilingual AI platform to bring its generative AI features to learners around the world. The team approached localization across 3 levels: a translation-first approach for broad and fast coverage, a fully native multilingual system for markets where fluency and cultural precision are essential, and a hybrid solution in between that intelligently routes between the two depending on the situation. If you like the content of this episode, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a 5-star review and leave a comment. Your feedback is very appreciated, and I'll see you next week.